Girivaradham Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradham Hari. Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanacham Harin. Yamunatira Vanacham Harin. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Biham Hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Biham Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradham Hari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradham Hari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Biham Hari. Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Biham Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radha Shama Sundara Hare. Jaya Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Lakshmendra Singha, Jaya Lakshmendra Singha, Lakshmendra Singha, Jaya Lakshmendra Singha. Jaya Prahlad Maharaja, Prahlad Maharaja, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaja. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotar Shatta Simhachalam A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jaya Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotar Shatta Simhachalam Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Kodi Vaishnavarinda ki, Jai Shri Rup Shri Sanatana Vattara Gunachi Jeev Gopala Vattara Saraguna Chad Goswami Prabhu ki, Prem Se Ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivajari Gaura Bhakta ki, Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopa Gop Govinacham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Shri Mathura Dham ki, Shri Mayapur Dham ki, Shri Jagannathpuri Dham ki, Vrinda Devi Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Ganga Yamuna Devi ki, Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki, Shri Lakshmini Singh Dev ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Guranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gope Sagopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Sari Brishavano Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Banchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So today, Ekadashi Tithi, auspicious Tithi, we chant more, we hear more about Krishna, we serve more. So Prabhupada, so he gave this program, this spiritual program. That morning program and the evening program is there. And then during the day we perform different activities. So, but the spiritual program has to be strong so we can advance in spiritual life. Prabhupada also mentioned that in the beginning we study Bhagavad-gītā. So preliminary knowledge is there. Of course, Krishna has also explained in essence. So, the process of devotional service. So information that we are the servants of Him, of God, the Supreme Lord, and different ways how we can approach Him, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, but then emphasizing the Bhakti Yoga, we have to perform devotional service. And specifically, Krishna is saying that we should try to offer everything to Him, and that we should try to always remember Him and worship Him, and then we'll come to Him, which is the goal. And then Prabhupada mentioned that the Srimad-Bhagavatam is so after the Bhagavad Gita. So first we read Bhagavad Gita, and then after we read the Srimad-Bhagavatam. That is for the students who are a little more advanced. Graduate, postgraduate. And then, so there in Bhagavatam, the process of devotional service is given through the different devotees. It may be worshipping Vishnu also, or Ramchandra. But then the essence of the Bhagavatam, so that is the 10th canto, because Krishna is ultimately summum bonum, he is the essence. And Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. And so the glories of Krishna are specifically given in the 10th canto. The whole 10th canto is about Krishna. Krishna in Braj first, Krishna in Mathura, and then Krishna in Dwarka. And then also explained about the devotees. The devotees in Braj, the devotees in Mathura, and the devotees in Dwarka. And then the 11th canto, Krishna is speaking also, because he's about to leave this world. So, his very dear friend, cousin brother, Prime Minister, who was it? Uddhava. So he approached Krishna with tears in the eyes. I know you're going to leave this planet. So he was already, so that is feeling separation. Although Krishna is still there, but he knew Krishna is going to leave this world. Just like the gopis also, Maria showed at one point. They heard that Kamsa wanted Krishna to come and Krishna Balaram to Mathura. So they were feeling separation. Although Krishna was still there, but they knew that Krishna will be taken. And they tried to stop, but they could not. And the gopis saw, they have so much love. And they didn't show the love in front of the parents. But when Akrura came to take Krishna, then they were devastated. And without hesitation, they were crying out to Krishna. In front of the elders also, which usually they would not do. And one gopi was lying in front of the chariot, so he could not move the chariot. But then Nanda Baba calmed everyone and saying, he will come back, we will come back. And Krishna also saying, we will come back. And then they went and they will feel in separation. So Uddhava also. So he knew Krishna will go. So he was feeling separation, although Krishna was still there. And he was crying, he was saying, Krishna, what will I do if you are going? How I will survive? Then Krishna said, don't worry. You're my dear devotee and I will be always with you. And he was saying, I already gave so many instructions. So, but I will give you some more instructions. So practically the whole 11th canto, except the first 4 chapters maybe. But afterwards, practically the whole canto, 11th canto, is about Krishna speaking to Uddhav. So, actually, and not just for Uddhav's benefit, because he is pure devotee. But it is for our benefit that this happened. Just like Arjuna is already an associate of the Lord, pure devotee, but then he was nimitta matra, he was to become an instrument. So Bhagavad Gita could be spoken for our benefit. Therefore we are reading every day Bhagavad Gita, we are hearing. So we come to understand, we are not this body, we are come on to understand that we have to serve Krishna. And we have to surrender to Him, we have to remember Him, we have to glorify Him, we have to worship Him. For our benefit, Bhagavad Gita is there. Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. But when Krishna is speaking, it is like a song that is mentioned in Brahma Samhita also. Shya kanta kanta parama purusha galpataro druma bhumischintamani ganamayaka. So there it is mentioned that when Krishna is speaking, it is like singing. So beautiful, so sweet, because Krishna is sweet. Adaram, Madaram, Vadaram, Madaram, Naina, Madaram, Hasida, Madaram, Hridayam, Madaram, Gamanam, Madaram, Madhurada, Bedekalam, Madaram. Everything about Krishna is sweet. His form is sweet. His face is sweet. His beautiful eyes are sweet. His mouth is sweet. And when he's smiling, then it is also more sweet. His heart is sweet. His walking is sweet. His eating is sweet. His sleeping is sweet. So everything is sweet about Krishna. So his talking is sweet. It's like singing. So when somebody is singing, it is more sweet than just talking, if one is singing. And so everything about Krishna is sweet. So, and his walking, it is not just sweet, but it is when he is walking, it is like dancing. When Krishna is walking. So Krishna speaking to Arjuna, Krishna speaking to Uddhav. And so he's giving very important instructions, beautiful instructions for our benefit. He's talking about Vana Ashram, the different Vanas and Ashram, and how it is important to follow, and the different rules and regulations, and how we should behave in this world, what to do, what not to do. So important instructions are there. And then one full chapter is about deity worship, how we should worship the deities. And what is most pleasing to Krishna, like we do different seva to the deities, like offering bhoga, and then doing artik, and Krishna is appreciating if pujari is doing. Yes. Yeah, I'm saying, I'm just coming to this. Yeah. So what Krishna likes, even if you offer one flower, patram pushpam phalam toyam, and any seva. But there, in this same Srimad-Bhagavatam, speaking to Uddhav, in the 11th canto, in the chapter of deity worship, then he's saying, and if one is doing the bathing ceremony and the dressing, abhishek and shringar seva, that is most pleasing to me. And so you can see, and it looks beautiful also today, we saw this morning, bathing of Nrsingadev. And so today, after 37 years, I again got the opportunity to bathe Nrsingadev. First I was thinking to go yesterday, not to go today. 6 o'clock also, not even 5:30 supposed to leave. But somehow I was feeling a little tired yesterday, and I was thinking, why should travel on Ekadashi 6-7 hours and then Rath Yatra hot and then speaking to so many people, then how I can do my Ekadashi vrat nicely. But Ekadashi we should be a little peaceful and chant more, and then by Nrsingadev's mercy and the devotees also suggesting why not to stay a little more. So I stayed today also. And so I could bathe Nrsingadev. It is his mercy after 37 years again. So 37 years ago, I was 1 month in 88, I was Pujari 1 month of Nrsingadev. And before that, in 84, I was also 1 month Pujari, a little more. And then Madan Mohan were there also. I was worshipping them also, Madan Mohan. And Gonitai were here. Small Gonitai and Radha Krishna and Madan Mohan, which are now in Golok Dham, Abhantoyar. So that time I worshipped also Madan Mohan, but also Nrsingadev for some time. So then we used to do also Abhishek on Sunday. And Saturday evening, Yagya. So I used to do. So that was nice. So it was nice again to do today, and so that is the mercy of Nrsingadev. So Abhishek and then the Shringar Seva, and then the deities are nicely dressed. And that looks very beautiful. And so he's pleased, and when he's pleased, then we'll be pleased too. And then the devotees who take darshan. So if we do it properly, then they will be pleased. So by good fortune, I'm Pujari since many, many years. Here and in Switzerland, I was in New York also. I was in Switzerland and I was Rath Yatra in New York. And yes, so I was going there just for 1 month to go for Rath Yatra and spend a little time there for some reason. But then the devotees told me, why don't you stay here? Because I knew Hindi and they needed somebody to speak in Hindi to the Indian community. Many Gujaratis, the Patels. There was one place called Forest Hills near New Jersey, a little, or maybe 45 minutes from New York with the metro. Many Patels were there. Ramesh Patel, Bhikubai Patel. So I went there for preaching. And morning I was doing Ditya worship, and noontime also in the evening I was going there for some preaching to Forest Hills, to do Gujarati community. It was nice. They were happy and I was happy. So yes, and then I was there for 3 years. So worshipping Radha Govinda. And they're actually the small deities, Radha Krishna. They were the first Radha Krishna deities in ISKCON. There were 2 sets. They were sent from Mathura, from Prabhupada's godbrother disciple was there, Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj. So he had sent. Prabhupada asked him many times, please send me some deities. So he sent the Radha Krishna deities. Please send me Mridanga Kartals. And also Prabhupada one time said, I like the pera, Mathura pera. Pera is a sweet, almost like a burfi. Send me Mathura pera. And he sent from Mathura the pera to New York. And Prabhupada got, oh, pera, nice, from Mathura. So these deities are, And then Radha Govinda, so they were installed later. They were actually donated by the queen of Jaipur. Her name was Gayatri. And she was known as Beauty Queen. She was beautiful, materially speaking, but she was a devotee also. There in Jaipur, the original deities of Rupa Goswami are there, Radha Govinda, and also Radha Gopinatha there, Radha Damodar, the original deities, and Radha Vinod. When the Muslims attacked Vrindavan, the king of Jaipur, who was a devotee of the Lord, brought them to Jaipur. So they were there. And Prabhupada there, he installed Radha Govinda. In the temple courtyard of the original Radha Govinda, he installed the deity Radha Govinda, which he sent them to New York. So I had the opportunity to serve them also there. But then I came back, and so anyhow, so deity worship is actually very, very important, one of the limbs of devotional service, most important limbs, as mentioned by Rupa Goswami. Mahatvapurna Ang. 5 limbs, everyone knows? 5 most important limbs? Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan, Mathura Vas, Priti Purvak Murti Seva, or Shraddha Purvak. Yes, these are the 5 limbs. So very important deity worship. So the instructions are there from Krishna to Uddhav, and he's explaining about deity worship, how to do the deity worship, and so especially the Abhishek and Shringar Seva. That is very helpful if we do that. And then Uddhavi was relieved. Oh, nice, this nice instruction. And then he went to holy place, Haridwar, Rishikesh, and Badrinath, and Krishna then left this world. And he remembered the instructions, and he was doing his devotional service. And then these instructions were left also for the benefit of us. So, and of course, then after reading the Bhagavatam, and so having done some understanding of the Bhagavatam and instructions of Krishna, then the Chaitanya Charitamrita should be read. Prabhupada mentioned also. And by reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita, then we come to know about Mahaprabhu and his life, and especially what he came to give. He came to give the holy names and Braj Bhakti. And then by reading the Bhagavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can understand what is the essence of the Bhagavatam. That is the 10th canto. And the essence of the 10th canto is the first part, which is about Braj. And then the essence of the first part of the 10th canto, about Braj Lila, what is that? The different Gits are there. Again, there's Bhagavad-gītā and the other Gita there. Gopi Git from the 10th canto, 31st chapter. Gopi Git. Here Bhagavad-gītā, Bhagavan is speaking. Krishna is speaking to Uddhav. Uddhav Sandesh. And then, but here the gopis are speaking. After the Ras Lila, that is known also, that is part of Ras Panchadhyay, also the essence of the first part of Braj Lila. Rasa Panchadhyay. Panchadhyay, 5 chapters about Ras Lila. Krishna's Ras Lila. And there's a song also by one of the devotees of the Lord, Mahaprabhu's associates. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Sri Govinda Gopinata Madana Mohana Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamona Jaya Jaya Mahavana. So in these songs of the Acharyas, many times the essence is given there. And so the essence is about Radha and Krishna. Krishna's associates in Braj, and especially in this song also. So Radha Krishna is there glorified. Jai Radha, Jai Krishna, and Jai Vridavan, the holy Dham of Krishna, Vrindavan, Braj Dham, that is glorified. And then Govinda Dev, Madan Mohan, and Gopinath. So these are the deities of the Vaishnavas, Gauri Vaishnavas. Madan Mohan is the deity of Sambandha Gyan. So we have to learn the process. So we have to learn about God and our nature. We are not this body, we are spirit, soul. And the deity of that is Madan Mohan. We should become attracted to Krishna. When we become attracted to Krishna, we can become free from attraction to the material world. And then Govinda Dev is there, Abhideya Gyan, the process of devotional service. And then Gopinath. So when we are more advanced, Gopinath, that is Prayojan. Then we approach Gopinath, Krishna, the Lord of the Gopis. So very beautiful song is there. And then glorifying Shamakund and Radhakund, which is the topmost place in the universe. In Braj, so that in this world, actually in the universe, the most important place is Braj. That is topmost place in the universe. And in Braj, the most important place is Radhakund and Shamakund at Govardhan, because Radha and Krishna, they meet there every day for their noon pastimes. And of course, Yamuna Devi is there, so she's also glorified. And Mahavan, that is Mahavan, is Gokul Mahavan, where Krishna appeared. And then in this song is glorifying the associates of Krishna also. And then towards the end, Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna. So glorifying Radha Krishna. And then also it's saying about Rasa Lila. Rasa Lila Sarva Manoram. So that is one of the most beautiful pastimes of Krishna is a Rasa Lila, Krishna dancing with the gopis. And then also Jaya 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 Ujvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sar. Ujvala Ras. Anarpita Charim Cherakena Vatana Kalo Samarpitam Unad Ujvala Ras. Ujjval Ras, that is also a verse glorifying Mahaprabhu. He came to give this Ujjval Ras. Ras means relationship. And Ujjwal means the most bright and shining. That is the relationship between Krishna and the gopis. So that is there. So in this way, so that is mentioned by the scriptures. So even in Srimad-Bhagavatam, so the first verse, Janma Adi. So the first verse starts Janma Adi. So in this way, and then Satyam Param Dhimahi, we should meditate on Satyam Param Satya, the absolute truth, that is Krishna, Dhimahi. And then from him everything comes, Janma Adi. So that refers to the creation of this world, Adi, the maintenance and destruction that's coming from Krishna, or his expansions, or Brahma, Shiva and Mahesh. But also here the acharyas have explained Adi, what is there also indicated, so that the Adi Ras is there, the relationship between Radha and Krishna, that is the original Ras. And then the other rasas are there also. So this in the 10th canto, the Rasa Panchadhyaya is there. So about the Rasa Lila, which is very beautiful pastime. But there are different gopis may be there in the Maharas. So Radharani's gopis, they are known as Sapaksha in Radharani's group. Lalita Vishaka, Champakalata, Tungavidya, Chitra Devi, Sudevi, Ranga Devi. These are the best friends of Radharani, same age. But another gopis are there also, which are friendly to Radharani, and then some are neutral. They're not friendly and also not antagonistic. But then there are some Vipaksha gopis, rival gopis, headed by Chandravali. So usually they also come for Ras Leela. Krishna is calling all the gopis. But at Radha Kund and Shama Kund during the daytime, only Radha Krishna there and Radharani's friends only. So therefore that is ultimately the most exalted place and most eligible for Krishna also, because Radharani is the dearmost of all his gopis and the most exalted. So therefore, this 10th canto and then the Rasa Lila is glorified, but then the different Geet also. There's one Geet, the gopis also are singing. And Venu Geet is about the Venu. Venu is the flute. Different names for flute. Vamsi, Murli and Venu. 3 kinds of flute, at least. Small one, medium and big one. And they all have a name. Like Krishna's father has 900,000 cows. And they all have a name. So the flute also, and usually in India you can see the famous flute players. Even now there are some famous flute players are there. They play the bamboo flute, the most wonderful flute. And they have different size also. Some of them, they have 10 or 12 flutes for singing different rags, different melodies. So Krishna also has quite a few flutes, but 3 are famous, a small one, medium and big one, and they have a name. I forgot the names. So specific name. So they're glorifying the flute, the gopis. How fortunate is the flute? And what is the effect when Krishna is playing the flute? Other gopas also have flute, but they play, but it's okay. Only one person is there who is also playing flute, which is amazing. Who is that? Srimati Radharani herself. Sometimes she plays flute. And Krishna, wow, so beautiful. And Krishna is known as Natavar, the most expert dancer. Of course, Lord Shiva is also a dancer. Famous also, expert dancer. At the time of dissolution, he has a Tandav Nritya. And the destruction is there. And he's helping in the destruction with Durga Devi also of the universe. But Krishna is more sweet and more beautiful. He's dancing. He's the Supreme Lord. He's most expert. But Radharani, she's expert also. But anyway, so the gopis, then they're glorifying the flute. And of course, Krishna also actually. It's all about Krishna. But still, Whatever is related to Krishna, that is also worshipable. And the gopis, they have so much love for Krishna and to everything which is related to Krishna. But sometimes some jealousy is there also. Jealousy. We should not be jealous, but there is spiritual jealousy is there. And Krishna is in the center. And that is okay. But in material world, we should not be jealous. That is not nice quality. But in spiritual world, it is okay. Like two kinds of gopis, they are a little jealous. Or Radharani, or Krishna went to see Chandravali. So some jealousy is there. But then, so even when Krishna is there playing the flute, the gopis, they become a little bit jealous of the flute. And they're thinking, what this flute has done. That Krishna is holding the flute, always. Krishna always has the flute and the peacock feather. When we dance the deities also, Radha Krishna, two things must be there. Always. We tell the pujaris, when we teach about deity worship and when they learn worshipping Radha Krishna, the flute and the peacock feather must always be there. So, and it is, in fact, Krishna has the flute. When he's eating, he has the flute where? He has a sash here, a cloth. He's putting the flute in the sash. Above the dhoti there's a sash, a cloth. Beautiful sash. And sometimes a belt, kamarband. And he's putting the flute there and he's eating. And when he's sleeping, where is the flute? Yes, he's putting under the pillow. So the flute is always there with Krishna. So therefore the gopis are a little envious because they want to be always with Krishna, but they cannot. And they think, so how is it that this flute can be always with Krishna? And not only that, but Krishna is playing the flute and they're seeing Krishna is kissing the flute. So fortunate, and then very nice sound is coming when Krishna is playing the flute, and everyone becomes bewildered. The gopis, but not only the gopis, Maria Shori, she's hearing the friends, the cows, usually the cows, here we have cows and we see. Half of the day, of course half time they're just, relaxing, lying down or sitting down or up even and just looking around. But half of the time they are eating grass. They like to eat grass. And then by arrangement of the Lord, then they're giving milk, which is so important. Wonderful. So when Krishna is playing the flute, then the cows, they stop eating the grass. And they're listening with their long ears. They're listening. In India, there are some cows, they're known Gir cows, brown color, and the ears of from Gujarat. Gir cow, Gir guy, famous. Brown color mostly. And they have long ears. And so when Krishna is playing the flute and the ears, they're coming up and they're listening very carefully. And the calves, they like to drink the mother's milk. But when Krishna is playing the flute, they stop and they're listening. And the parrots, like the birds. You hear the birds? Practically all day they're talking something in their language. Right from early morning, the first who are up, even before us sometimes, the birds are up. As soon as it gets a little light, the birds. And almost whole day. But when Krishna is playing the flute, the birds were sitting on the branches of the tree. They're listening, just like great sages. Oh. The great sages, they're not talking much, they're meditating about Krishna. So the birds also, like great sages, they're still and they're listening to the sound of Krishna's flute. And the Jamuna river is flowing. Anyone has been Vrindavan? You have taken bath in Jamuna? Now not so much water because they made a dam, but previously when I first came to Vrindavan, 1980, so there was always a lot of water and crystal clear water. We would drink the water, take bath and drink the water. because there was no dam to make electricity. Above Delhi there's a dam, in 2 places actually. So, but still we can take bath. But Krishna's time, even before, so when I was there, very beautiful Jamuna. So Jamuna is flowing very nicely. But when Krishna is playing the flute, the Jamuna is listening and stopping to flow. So the things which are moving are stopping because of ecstasy. Wow, so beautiful. And then the stones, they're melting. And therefore you can see on different places in Braj, on the hills also, you can see Krishna's footprints because of ecstasy. The stone is melting. Where Krishna is there and if playing the flute, the stone is melting. And Krishna's foot is going slightly inside. And then Krishna is going and then Krishna's footprint is there. Charan Bahari, it is still there in Nandagaon, in 2-3 places in Braj. So that is the effect. So the gopis are glorifying. So when Krishna is playing the flute, that is so sweet. And then also the weather is always wonderful. So Krishna in Golok, or even Krishna is present here in this world. 6 seasons are there, but like in Vrindavan now in the winter it's very cold. And no heating system, no good heating system. Now slowly but surely they get nice heating system, now AC, but when I first came 1980, very cold. And sometimes no heater. Even if you have heater but no electricity. Sometimes half day no electricity. And summer very hot, 48, 50 degrees in the summer. But when Krishna is there, it is not too hot and it is not too cold. It is pleasant, just like springtime. Always nice weather. So, but still, if it is a little hot, the clouds are there, and when Krishna is passing there, and it's a little hot, and Krishna feels, oh, it's a little hot, then some little rain is coming on Krishna to give him some relief. So everything is there to serve Krishna there. So that is wonderful. So these different Geets are there. So by the gopis, and so Venu Geet, Gopi Geet, and then there's also Pranaya Geet. So expressing Pranaya means love. Different stages of love. Pranaya is one stage of love. So lovingly they are glorifying Krishna. And then Jugal Geet. Jugal means Radha and Krishna. A pair means a jugal. So they're glorifying Radha and Krishna. So and then there's one more Geet when Krishna is in Matra and Radharani is feeling some separation. So that is known as Brahmar Geet. Brahma means the bumblebee. So bumblebee came and there's a conversation of Radharani with the bumblebee. So very beautiful and instructive also. And then, of course, Uddhav Geet is there. So Krishna speaking also to Uddhav, and Uddhav is asking question and Krishna is answering. So, but most wonderful is the pastimes of Krishna and Braj with his associates and especially gopis. And that actually in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, when we read, or any book of the Acharyas, then they're glorifying the wonderful pastimes of Krishna in Braj specifically. And then also then specifically it is mentioned that the most wonderful loving exchange is between Krishna and the gopis. So they are most exalted. The gopis, the friend, the Radharani and the gopis. And so that is there in the... And even Bhishma Dev, just before giving up this body, after the war in Kurukshetra, so he was lying on a bed of arrow. And so he wanted to leave his body by seeing Krishna. And he was a great devotee. And so Krishna fulfilled his desire. And he was waiting for auspicious time to leave the body. So according to astrology also, it is auspicious if one leaves the body in Uttarayan, when the sun is the northern hemisphere. So he was waiting, and then Krishna came there with the Pandavas and even whoever was left there after the fight between the Kauravas and the Pandavas in Kurukshetra. And then, so Bhishma Dev gave some instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Yudhishthira was asking some questions and he answered. And then he also, towards the end also, he glorified. So Krishna, and he glorified Krishna's devotees. And then he glorified the gopis as the greatest of all the associates of Krishna. Bhishma Dev, very intelligent person. So and he knew also about Krishna in Braj and the gopis, and that they are most exalted. So it is hinted there in all the books of the Acharyas, as we are reading also this Jaiva Dharma, or is another book by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a few books, and there it is mentioned, or Sanatana Goswami's Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So there the essence is mentioned and nicely explained, so we know what is the essence. So we should become Sara Grahi Vaishnav. We should become Vaishnav and taking the essence, Grahi, accepting the essence, Sar, the essence of the Vedic literatures, of the books, of the Acharyas, in our Sampradaya, who are associates of Mahaprabhu, followers of Mahaprabhu. Especially we are known as Rupanuga Vaishnavas, followers of Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupagadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Manobhisht, Sri Chaitanya Manobhisht. Abhishta means the desire. Sri Chaitanya's desire, Manobhisht, of his mind, his consciousness, what he wanted to give. So that Rupa Goswami understood. And he was empowered and he was told to do that, to give the essence of his instructions. And so therefore he also wrote this book, Upadeshamrita, which is the essence of all instructions, and the essence is about Radha Krishna, or Krishna and the Brijavasis, but they're even so. Then he's explaining in Nectar of Devotion about the different relationship with Krishna. The most exalted is the love of the gopis. And then he wrote a book, Ujjval Nilamani, specifically about that, the relationship. So then also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote his books and he also mentioned what is the essence. So we should know. We should accept the essence of the teachings of Mahaprabhu. And then we should practice, and of course, it takes time to become advanced. But we should know the essence, what is the essence. And when we perform sadhana bhakti, so we should know what is the goal. And then we can be successful in performance of our devotional service. But first we have to understand we are the servant of Krishna, of God, and we have to follow Vaidhi Bhakti, and then later we perform spontaneous devotional service. And then we can make our life perfect. So, by reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita also, so we can understand the essence. There's one Rai Ramanda Samvad in South India. So Mahaprabhu went there and he met Rai Ramananda, and in conversation there, so he asked questions from Rai Ramananda and he answered. So he asked him, tell me about devotional service. So he quoted Bhagavad Gita first, and Yat Karoshi Yad Ashnasi, whatever you do, we should offer to Krishna. And then Sarva Dharman Parijjaja. And he said, okay, but this is external, say more. And then he came to Braj Bhakti. And the highest is the love of the gopis. So from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, also from the books of the Acharyas, we understand what is the essence. And so we should accept the essence. And then, so we know that is the goal, and then we should try to achieve that eventually, gradually. So we should try to advance in our spiritual life. So, so reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, so that is very important, so that we have to do, and then we can properly understand Mahaprabhu's desire that is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then we can properly perform devotional service and make our life perfect. Then, so especially then by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So also one book is there by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhajan Rahasya, The Secrets of Bhajan. So, of our devotional service, and in 8th chapter. So, there is explaining in each chapter, so from Shraddha to Prem, from Rupa Goswami. Shraddha to Prem, he has given Adha Shraddha, Tatha Bhajanas, Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya, Kriya, then Anatani Vritti, Nishta Ruchi, Asakti Bhav and Prem. So the different stages are there. So in the first chapter is saying about Shraddha, faith. Second chapter about Sadhu Sangha, and so on. Each chapter one of these stages. And then in each chapter, he gave one verse of the Shikshashtakam. In the first chapter, Chetodarpanamajanam. Second chapter, third chapter, Trinada Pisunichena. And then giving many verses in each chapter in regards to faith, Shraddha, and in regards to the chanting of the holy names. And then in each chapter, at the end of each chapter, is quoting one verse from Krishna's Ashtakalya Leela. What Krishna is doing throughout the day and night in the spiritual world in Golok Vrindavan. So the morning pastimes in the Nikunja, and then getting up, and then taking bath, and then taking breakfast, taking out the calves, and the cows, then meeting of Radha Krishna and Radha Kund, then coming back, then the dinner is there, and then there's some, after dinner, there's some entertainment there in Nandagaon. Some jokers are there making jokes and everyone is laughing. And then sometimes dance performance or some drama is there, or just some narrator are there, they are narrating some pastimes of the Lord of Vaikuntha also, and everyone is listening. Interesting, Vaikuntha, what's happening there. And then Krishna has to take rest. And then he's telling his mother also, Maya, please tell me some stories. And then Maria Yashoda is telling story about Nrsingadev. So first of all, Prahlad and how Hiranya Kashipu is trying to torture Prahlad and kill him. And he's listening. Hoi. And then she's saying, reading. And then Hiranyakashipu is asking Prahlad, so you're saying your Lord is everywhere? And Prahlad is saying, yes. So she's reading like this. He's in my heart and he's in your heart. What are you talking? He's not in my heart. Yeah, he's everywhere. And he's in the pillar. And Prahlad saying, yes. So Maria Yashoda is reading. And she's reading. Then he's taking out his sword. And then he's smashing the pillar. So she's reading. And then Krishna is jumping up, making the sound of like Nrsingadev. Rah! And Maria Yashoda becomes afraid. What's happening? And how he knows about Nrsingadev? I never told him about Nrsingadev. But Krishna is the source of Nrsingadev. So he knows everything. So then one time, she's telling about Ramchandra, pastime of Ram, and how they went to Lanka, and then there was a fight between Ram and Ravana. So she's reading and Krishna listening. And then she's coming, where they're facing each other, Ram and Ravana. And then she's reading, so they're preparing to fight. And then Krishna suddenly jumps up and he tells Balaram, Lakshman, bring my bow and arrow. And Maria Yashoda, what is she saying there? But then she's becoming bewildered by the internal potency. And Nidra Devi, Yogamaya Nidra Devi. You know Nidra Devi? Sleep. Sleep is overcoming Maria Yashoda. Like sometimes in japa we feel sleepy. Nidra Devi is there. So, and then she suddenly becomes so tired, I have to sleep now. And she forgot about how Krishna just told this. Lakshman, give me bow and arrow. And then Krishna also saying, I'm tired, so I will take rest. But then he's going out to meet Radharani when everyone is sleeping. So one of these verses is there, hinting at the pastime of Krishna during the day and night, to show that this is actually the essence, that we should be absorbed in that, slowly but surely. But it takes time. So we have to practice the whole life. And then as we practice with proper guidance, then ultimately, then we can attain perfection. Sisi Lakshmi Singhadev Prahlad Maharaja ki, Satyanandana Gaura Hari ki, Radha Shama Sundar ki, Rupa Goswami ki, Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki, Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. Now we chant some more Hare Krishna.